Hello everyone, Marco Chiappetta for HotHardware here to show you a brand new smartphone from LG. This is the LG G7 ThinQ. This is the company's brand new flagship mobile device. Now the first thing you'll notice looking at this guy is that beautiful screen. It has a 6.1 inch diagonal QHD plus resolution screen. Now this is an LCD, but it's a RGBW. It has a dedicated white pixel, so you get some really nice brightness, up to 1,000 nits of brightness on this phone. So it's more visible in bright light conditions or outdoors. Now the other thing you'll probably notice on the screen is that notch at the top. So LG is known for offering a second screen on some of their devices that have notifications and shortcuts to some apps. Now this one doesn't behave quite like that, but what LG does allow you to do is sort of change the configuration of that notch. So if we go to settings and we go to the display area, there's this new second screen option. We'll jump right into there. And now if you want to lose the notch, just bang, hit that custom button. You'll see that the screen blacks out. You have the typical long bar notification area, and the notch is no longer visible because the screen has sort of changed its configuration. If you want it back, bang, it's just a one touch away. Powering the LG G7 ThinQ is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 SoC. It's an octal-core chip running at up to 2.8 gigahertz. There's also 4 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of ROM, read-only memory to hold the OS and for storage. The device is, however, expandable with micro SD card. Let's take a quick tour of the LG G7. Let me flip it around to this side first. Now here you have your volume rocker, typical volume up and down buttons. This guy here though, this is a Google Assistant button. Press this and the Google Assistant pops up, and LG tells us for now that's all this button is going to do. Based on consumer feedback, some other functionality may come to this button, but it is not programmable at this time. So let me flip around to the bottom next. Here you have a 3.5 millimeter audio jack, a microphone jack, USB-C charge and sync, and this is the boombox speaker port. So this device is capable of some really impressive audio. It has DTX 3D surround built in and LG's Hi-Fi quad DAC, so some impressive audio capabilities on this phone. Now let's swing around to this side. There is your power and lock button. Nothing much on that side. And up on the top, another microphone port. And this is the combo SIM and micro SD expansion tray. Inside the LG G7 ThinQ is a 3000 milliamp hour battery powering everything, and right up here at the top you can see the dual 16 megapixel cameras. So on the front there's an 8 megapixel shooter, but on the back here there's two 16 megapixel sensors. One is a standard camera, one is wide angle. The standard camera does a 71 degree field of view with an f1.6 aperture, but the wide angle does 107 degrees with an f1.9 aperture. Now, LG configured it this way so that the wide-angle shots have minimal distortion along the sides. And should you be shooting in portrait mode with this camera, one of the sensors will be dedicated for doing the depth map, while the other takes the shot, so you can get those nice blurred backgrounds with some intelligence built into the photo. And you can adjust those after the fact. You don't have to take care of it during composition. You can change those settings after you've taken the shot. We also want to show you the boombox speaker system of the LG G7 ThinQ. This thing has some really impressive audio for a smartphone. So the speaker itself is on the bottom, but the entire enclosure, because this is sealed for IP67 water and dust resistance, LG is using the volume of the back cavity as an enclosure for the speaker. So you get deeper bass and actually some really impressive volume out of this thing. We have some music from Prince playing right now, and I'm going to crank up the volume and let you hear this. Hopefully it comes across great on video. Just to give you an idea of how loud this is, it's basically filling the room, but I have a sound pressure meter, and we are pushing 100 dBs out of this phone right now. One of the really cool features of the LG G7's camera is its AI cam feature. So on the device, there's AI capabilities that will identify an object in a shot and then offer you the optimized shooting mode. So right now we have some fruit on the table here, and if you notice, if I get in here on these lemons, down here at the lower right it says fruit, and if I tap that, I now have different options for the lighting on the fruit, optimized for the particular shot that I'm trying to take. And if I swing around to the back here, try to get these apples in there, it's still identified as fruit, obviously, but you get the idea that the camera has some intelligence to offer you an optimal shot depending on the lighting and the angle. We hope you've enjoyed this quick look at the LG G7 ThinQ. We should have a full review of the device posted shortly. Once again, this is Marco Chiappetta for Hot Hardware. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe, and be sure to stop by the site for all the latest tech news and reviews.